This is the 8-Bit Beast, and this is going to be my very quick tutorial on how to get a 9.88 time in Zool for the Master System. To run this game, you'll need a PAL Master System and a cartridge, or you can run it on emulator. If you're using emulator, I would recommend BizHawk, otherwise you can use Kega Fusion. When you're running on emulator, you'll need to make sure that it's set to the PAL region. You can do this on BizHawk by going into SMS, choosing display type and setting it to PAL. If you're on Kega Fusion, it's either called country or region. You want to set that to Europe. The reason for that is because this game was only released in Europe, which means that you need to use the PAL settings, which run a little bit slower than NTSC. But since it wasn't released in NTSC, we can't run at that faster speed. Anyway, what I've got here is my RTA speedrun. This is the first ever 9.88 run performed, and 9.88 is as fast as possible with our current knowledge. When I was doing the run, I actually recorded my button presses, which you can see on the right here. What I'll do is I'll play through the run once so you can see it in full, and then I'll explain what happens. And the credits will roll from here. So let's go over what actually happens in this run. From the start, you press A on this gremlin screen. Sorry, 1, not A. Make sure you press 1, not 2, otherwise you'll go to an option screen. For timing purposes, timing starts as soon as you press this 1 button. You see that it will take about 6 frames to fade out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And PAL runs at 50 frames a second, so that's 0.12 seconds. So basically, if you're trying to time your own runs, your timing, you can look for this fade out frame here and then subtract 1.2 seconds from your timestamp, you'll get to your 1 press. And you just want to hold the 1 down. And it'll skip through all these screens. Now, what we want to do is we're going to be holding left when the level starts. The way this run actually works is you teeter on this edge here, and the teetering animation is broken. So if I were to remove these up inputs that I have, you'll see that Zool will just teeter on the edge there. But if I press up on this frame, the game crashes and it goes to the credits. That's because up usually resets your animation, and resetting it at that specific spot breaks it. So I like to use up on player 2's controller. I found out recently that you can actually also use it on player 1. I originally didn't because I couldn't hold down up on player 1 and have it work. But recently I found out you could just hold it on controller 1 as well. So it could look something like this. If you're playing this on console, it's going to be a lot easier to use controller 2's up. But for all purposes, they're pretty much the same. Okay, so what you want to do is basically be holding up the whole time. As you can see, I'm holding it here. You only do really need to press it on this 1 frame here, but it's good to just hold it. What you want to do is you want to hold left until Zool's eye disappears behind this chocolate. So you'll see there, his eye has disappeared behind the chocolate. So you want to be holding left here, swap to right here. Then as you're going right, you can see that eventually he'll turn around. So he's turned around for 1 frame, 2, 3. On the 4th frame that he's turned around, you need to let go of the right button and you'll get the crash. So you can see that if I were to keep holding right here, I would not get the crash. And if I were to let go 1 too early, I would also not get the crash. So you want to let go, you'll be left. 1, 2, 3. On the 4th, you let go and you get the crash. So this run actually comes down to timing frame perfectly, swapping from left to right here, and then letting go of right here. If you can do that, you'll pull off a 9.88 time, which both ties the TAS and will tie the world records on the leaderboard now. As of now, which is the 3rd of January 2020, about 3 or 4 people have a 9.88 time. So it's very, very exciting. That'll be it from me. Thanks for watching and good luck with your 9.88.